Yo, welcome. So, recording artists like Tory and the Baby have came out, following the release of their albums. And one thing is noticeable is that their numbers have declined since they got into some controversy, And they have also noticed that they aren't being playlisted by some of the popular streaming platforms. And this has impacted on the reach of their music to the fans. Therefore, we call that blackball because streaming platforms are managed by human beings, and anything that is managed by human beings, cannot be trusted, and as such, streaming platforms have given human beings too much power over music, so now they control the needle. Who can hear this music? Radio stations are not being given the songs, and even in cases when those songs are blasted to those radio stations, then program directors are advised not to play this artist and whatever, and so it is impossible for those songs to break. And that is why sometimes you'll find very immensely talented artists and his music is not known to anyone, and you're like, I don't understand, how is it that you're so talented and your music is not heard and you haven't gotten the break, to this date, and you've been doing music for so long? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a problem. Blackballing. Because the music industry is not based on a system of meritocracy. That is why you will see trash artists being promoted all the time, and they're touring the world, and you're wondering to yourself, how is it the hell that this totally garbage artist is all over the charts? Ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason. A lot of these garbage artists are being promoted by those program directors, those streaming platforms, those labels that are spending the big bucks behind them and are putting them in the right areas for airplay. When you hear a trash song, you might despise the song. Your ear test might tell you that this song is garbage. But after this song is played 100 times a day, and you continue to hear this song 100 times per week, you might find yourself listening to this song and saying, oh my God, I'm so hot. Those words chanting in your head continuously throughout the day. You will find yourself singing that song, and before you know it, it's a hit. So the Baby and Tory Lanez are definitely onto something. Now, Russ is an independent artist. Russ is a white rapper. Russ is saying that it is impossible for people to be blackballed because you have social media, you have your own YouTube channel, so therefore, if the fans respect you, they will support your music. On one hand, that is true, but Russ is also a white person, and we must never ignore the fact that white privilege is a real thing in this world, especially in the music industry, because you have a lot of white people who they scorn rap music. It's the music of the untouchables. It's a music for the degenerates. It's a music for the lower class. However, whenever a white person gets a little bit of success in the music industry, the same white people usher their support behind those white people who are rapping. For example, the Beastie Boys are one of the high-selling hip-hop groups of all time. Google it. Eminem, one of the highest-selling rappers of all time. Mac Miller, very successful artist, even though he was independent. Now Russ has fallen into the same category. And as such, I think it's unfair. I get what he's saying while he's championing the cause for independent artists, because it's good to be independent artists. And if you are an independent artist and you have managed to do numbers, it is more lucrative for you rather than signing to a major label. However, him choosing to inject that point into the conversation about blackballing is kind of counterproductive, And it gives those persons who are actually doing the blackballing, like people like Ebro from Hot 97, who has purposely, you know what I mean, pulled artists from the radio stations, blocked artists from Spotify's playlist. People like him will tend to hide under Russ's banner and pretend like, well, you know, if the fans are not listening to the music, that's why your music is not generating attention. You know, your music is not generating attention based on the fact that they don't like your music, which is not true, because you can clearly see when people like 6ix9ine music stopped popping up over the place. You can clearly see when it was, and you can clearly see when it stopped and when it ceased to be on the playlist. No, the fans are not responsible for putting the music on the playlist. You guys are, the program directors are. So how can you say it's the fans that are not listening to an artist when we don't have the power to put the music on the platforms? We don't have the power to control those algorithms. So if you are the one who controls the platforms and you control the algorithms, of course, you are directly impacting the way the music is dispersed to the people. No, in the days of vinyl, that was very much avoidable, because an artist could create his project. You go to a shop that, you know, produces vinyl records. He presses your records. You distribute them to the various record shops, and then fans now have the privilege to go and buy those recordings. You know what I mean? And therefore you cut out the middleman and so forth. You know what I mean? So an artist has less of a claim to say that he's blackballed because, hey, the songs are there, go and buy my album. You know what I mean? But in this situation where information can be deleted with a fingertip, people like Ebro, and yes, Ebro is the face of blackballing, he has been doing this for too long. People like Ebro have benefited from the technology that is out right now, the internet, and they are able to block artists. And in Jamaica, this has been done for a long time. Jamaica is one of those places where biases have plagued the music industry, along with payola. Jackass artists, you know what I mean, poorly talented artists have risen to the top a lot of times over talented acts, due to the fact that radio DJs, you know what I mean, have sided with particular artists, refused to play some artists, and that is why the music industry looks like this today. That is why people like Vybz Kartel took so many years to get his break, even though this man is so immensely talented. But you had very poor artists breaking before Vybz Kartel. Vybz Kartel had to break under the tutelage of Bounty Killer at the time. You know what I mean? And many more. There are many more artists, perhaps even more talented than Vybz Kartel, who have not gotten their break because the music industry is not based on meritocracy, but on humans who cannot be trusted for any. So yes, blackballing is definitely a thing. I'm out.